Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today we're going to be working on another easy peasy project since I'm still trying to recuperate from all this back stuff. And I don't want to really sit too long hunched over doing things. I figured I could do a little bit of something and then, get up, walk around, whatever. But yeah, at least my dizziness went away that I was going through with the medication. Kind of had to get used to that. It was like a, I don't know, learning curve, I guess, on medication. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, thank goodness that dizzy stuff is gone. Alright, so I'm going to use one of these beach signs I found at Dollar Tree. This is in the shore living section that they have now for summer. They do have some that have like jute string or nautical rope on them. This is just the plain one with like the wood veneer on the top, and then it's this nice sign, and I like it because it stands up, and I want to use it back here in my background, I think, for summer. And then I also found, hang on, I was going to cut that tag off of there real quick. Found these napkins at Dollar Tree, and I thought this would be the perfect little thing to make a really cute little sign. We can decoupage these little seashells on this beach sign, and then I'm thinking I might add one of these little starfish to it. They have these at Dollar Tree now. That's also in the shore living. If you see these, grab them because these go really, really quick. I usually end up seeing these maybe once or twice in the beginning of the season, and then they're gone for the rest of the summer. So if you see them and you want some little starfish, grab them while you see them. So I thought maybe we add one of those like right in here. I think would look cute when this is all done. So we'll see. We'll see when it's done here. But the first thing I'm going to do, oh, these are, did I even show these? You know, I'm yakking away here. These, I thought these were perfect when I saw them because you can cut out all these individual different seashells and things and starfish and stuff, because a lot of prints are like connected. There's only a couple things in here that are connected, which is kind of cool because I actually cut them out together, and that'll work good. I did start cutting out a few of these. Like I said, I'm going to cut a few out, get up, walk around, so I'm not sitting here too long. But I haven't crafting withdrawals. I had to get in here and do something. But anyway, you get 14 of these napkins in here, and you're only going to need one for this project. So you'll have tons to use for whatever else you want to use them for. Just use them for napkins. But, all right, first we're going to take some of this. I'm going to use Home Decor chalk paint, and I'm going to use this white Adirondack so it has a nice white background for these napkins to be on. That's the main reason I paint them white. I mean, you can just go ahead and decoupage these right on here if you wanted to, but it's going to kind of dull the image. So if you have a nice white background, it shows up so much better. So I'm not going to make you watch me paint this whole thing either, but just to give you an idea here, I'm getting low on this paint here. It's getting really thick. I should add a little water to it. But anyway, we're just going to paint this a nice bright, bright white. Going to want to get down in all these little nooks and crannies. And I may actually put maybe like a blue border around this too when it's all done. We're going to have to see. But that's it. We're just going to probably 2 coats on the front here. Maybe the rest of it I can get away with just leaving it with 1 coat. But I want this to be nice and bright white to decoupage on, and I think that will look really, really pretty. So I will finish this up off camera because you guys don't need to sit and watch me paint this whole thing. I am going to have to get a smaller brush though to get into some of these little nooks and crannies on this thing. But yeah, just make sure you got all your brush strokes kind of going in the same direction to make it look nice and neat. And we're going to do the edges and the back, so it'll be really pretty when it's all done. So that's how we're going to paint that. I'm going to set that aside for now. I'll finish that up off camera. And then we're just going to cut out a whole bunch of these little seashells, all different kinds of these seashells, and I think this will be so much fun. Now these are a 2-ply napkin. You want to take the 1-ply apart. These come apart really, really easy. I just grabbed the corner of it like that and took the 1-ply off, and then I'll keep this, to wipe up little messes with or whatever. They come in handy. And then what I'm going to use is, I didn't get my big white tray out here. I'm just going to use this. This is just a glass cutting board that I got at Dollar Tree. You can find them there just as long as you find the ones with the smooth top. Some of them have pretty images on them and things. But we're going to use that to cut these little things out. Or you could try to rip them out. I did try doing that, thinking maybe that would save some time, but I ended up ripping too many of them, so it really wasn't even worth it. So you're going to need like a water pen or a just a regular small paintbrush and some water to go around the edge of your image here. I have no idea what I did with my little white knife thing that I usually use, so I'm just going to use a popsicle stick to do this, which is fine, works just as good. So you're just going to take some water with your water brush or paintbrush, whatever you're using. Do I have water in this thing? I think this thing's almost empty. But anyway, you're just going to go around the edge of your image, like so, with the water. And then you're just going to put your finger over the image so you can't see it, otherwise you're going to end up pulling some of the image. So just cover that up and just go around with your popsicle stick real quick. Once you get the hang of it, it's really simple, and you can just go around it like crazy. And we're just going to cut all of our little images out like that. And where you have any like straight line, I like to go back over that and kind of make it a little jagged, because it blends in better with the paint and you don't see that straight cut line there, and it just looks much neater without that. So we're gonna get that off of there, and then you're just gonna set them all aside, let them dry a little bit so they're not wet when you're trying to use them. But yeah, it's just that simple. Now we'll just do one more here. Just go around it. I gotta put more water in here. This thing's almost empty. You can get these water pens. Sometimes you can find them at Dollar Tree. I haven't seen them lately, but I know I have purchased some at Dollar Tree. Or you can get them on Amazon. I think I have some in my Amazon store that I have listed below all my videos of, you know, a lot of the stuff that I use if you want to check them out there. But if you're lucky, you can find them at Dollar Tree, because, you know, it's just much cheaper at Dollar Tree. And like I said, just keep your finger over your image, and that's it. And there we have another one cut out, another little seashell. So I'm just going to keep cutting these out, and I'm going to fill up my little container here with a bunch of these. And I'm going to finish painting that up. And then when we come back, we can start to decoupage them on there. Alright, this is nice and dry now, so we're ready to go here with our I did stick my finger, I'm going to have to cover that up later. Ready to go with our little napkin pieces here. I cut out a whole bunch of these little seashells here, and we are just going to decoupage these right onto our beach sign. I'm going to use some of the gloss Mod Podge. This is from Dollar Tree too. It's getting cloudy out now. Let me readjust my light. If the sun's shining, it's too bright with my lights, and then it's like clouds are passing over and it's really messing with me here today. But anyway, you can get this at Dollar Tree, or you can get it at Michael's, wherever you shop for your Mod Podge. I'm using the gloss. You can use matte finish, whatever you prefer, but I'm going to use the gloss on mine here. Or if you want this for outside, you'd be better off using like the dishwasher safe Mod Podge if you want it, you know, to hold up a little bit better. I wouldn't put it out in, you know, the elements, but covered porch or something if you're going to do that with something like this. Alright, I want to figure out where I want to put these big ones here first. I figured these would probably fit. Now these are going to hang over the edge when you do it, so don't worry about that. That's just fine. We're going to trim it all when it's dry. But I wanted to find a spot for these big pieces here. Oops, I just curled that underneath. Oh, straighten out, please, 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 please. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. Yay, fixed it. Thought I messed that one up already. I was going to say, wow, I'm on a roll already. And these are kind of thin, so you're going to not... see what I mean? These are really being a pain. You're going to not want to go over them too many times. I mean, some of this is going to have Mod Podge under it. I figured I'd start out here with this big one with... Maybe I'll put a little bit under here. Yeah, it's going to work better, I think, if you do add a little underneath. Usually I don't. It goes right through, but this ink might be really thick ink on here, and it might not want to soak through as much as I thought it was going to. Well... Alright, now we're getting it on there. Try to straighten that little guy out. Alright, now this should not be this difficult. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time today. Alright, so we have our first set of little shells on there. Like I said, some of it's going to hang over the edge. Don't worry about that, because we're going to trim that off with our nail file. It's really easy to do, and it'll have a really crisp, clean edge to it. So we're just going to start sticking some of these shells here and there. No particular rhyme or reason to this. The smaller pieces are so much easier to work with, let me tell you. Let's see, I need something small up here. This is going to hang off the edge too, which is fine. And you'll see, I mean, it doesn't make much sense right now when we're doing it, but you'll see when it's all done, it's going to look really cool. So you don't have to worry about getting the whole image on here. Just, you know, so you have the majority of it on there so you can tell that it's a shell. All right, let's see. What do we want down here? Maybe we'll take one of these longer shells. Try to straighten this out the best I can before I put it on here because these are being little boogers. And then just go over top of it. Try to get most of your wrinkles out. Let's see, what do we want to put up this side? Maybe we'll use one of these shells here. There we go, that's good. You don't want to go down your edge on it because you don't want to glue this down to the sides or it won't file off nice when we're done. But there is part of our H done with the shells. Doesn't look like much now, but trust me, it will be nice when we're all done here. I should have brought a drink in here. My throat is getting very dry. This weather's just been so crazy. I mean, one day it's like 70 degrees, the next day it's like 50 degrees, and the heat's back on. Ugh. Needs to make up its mind. Yeah, since these are smaller pieces, it's much easier to put some underneath it. And that's all we're going to do. I'm probably going to have to cut out some more shells. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. Slide back down there a little bit. There we go. And I think I'm going to do actually a little bit of a blue edge on this with some of this sky blue. This is just acrylic paint, the apple barrel. You can get this at Walmart or anywhere. But that color looks like that would match really nice for a nice border on this. But we'll see when I'm done. I haven't made up my mind yet. Alright, let's see. Let's put one of these down here. But that's it. Just place them all around wherever you want your shells to be. Actually, I do want a piece of a shell down here, so we're just going to have that hang off the edge there and just glue that part of it down. It's just too much of a bare spot there. Alright, so let's see. Maybe another starfish. We'll put one here. There we go. Just want to make sure you have a lot of Mod Podge on your brush. Just makes it so much easier to work with. Let's see, what do we want? Oh, I don't want that on there. There we go. Maybe we'll put one of these pretty shells down here. Pulled up one of my edges and I can't figure out which way that goes. Alright, maybe pull that out of there. Yay. Alright. This is just a nice relaxing thing to do. It really, really is. Alright, I have a bunch of those over there. Oh, no, that's too big. Let's see, maybe this one here. And then wherever you miss with the Mod Podge, you want to kind of, you know, if you have any bare spots here where you don't have the napkins, just make sure you get a little Mod Podge on there so it all, you know, has the same shine to it. Now I think we'll put that big one up here. And what do we want in there? Let's see. No, that one's too big. Maybe this little guy here. Come here. Alright, so yeah, maybe I'll have that one go this way. Well, maybe I will have enough. That would be good because it took quite a bit of time to get them all cut out. So let's take this little screwy guy here down on the bottom. I don't know how well you can see it from there, but that's where we are so far here. Put one of these smaller ones in here. I think this is going to be really cute when it's done. I'm very excited about this one. Alright, we haven't used one of these anywhere. That'll probably work over here. The end curled under. There we go. Alright, let's see. Maybe one of these big ones right here in the center of this will work out good. There. This is the fun part, just putting these little guys on here. Alright, let's see, maybe this guy here. That looks good. Oh, I have this big one here that I wanted to use. Well, I can probably fit this one over here somewhere. Maybe we'll get that starfish right in the middle there. That might be a good idea. And then we'll fill the rest of this in. Because I like this one because it came out in one big piece. And a lot of this other shell is going to get cut off, but that's fine. Yeah, that's going to look good right there. I like that. All right. Almost forgot to add that one on. I was running out of space here. All right. Now he's on there. And we only got a couple more little spots to do. I need something up there yet. No, not that. Well, we could put... Where's that one I ripped? Maybe I already used it. I don't know. We can fit part of this sand dollar up here on this corner. Let's get back up there. There we go. And then after I get this on here, this is going to have to sit and dry for a little bit, so I'm going to get up and walk around. So I'm not sitting here too long with my aching back. Which, by the way, does not hurt during the daytime. It is the most bizarre thing I've ever had. Only hurts at nighttime when I lay down. All right, now we only need a few more. Oh, I have plenty. I was thinking I was going to have to cut more of these out, but we're good to go here. We don't have any sand dollars over here, so maybe we'll put one of those down here. And if you see anything that looks like it's popping up, just go over it carefully. Just don't pull too much because they will start to rip. All right, we got that there. Let's see. Oh, I have one of those up there already. How about this guy here? He can go up here on the top. And we are going to put a piece of this guy here, just because there's too much of a bare spot. And then I just need something down there. Let's see, we don't want that, we don't want that. We may actually have to use another one of these. Maybe we'll use the wider part on this side. There we go. All right, so now we are just going to have to let this dry, and then I will show you how easy it is to clean up all these edges that are hanging off here, like these, and all this here's got to come off when it's dry. So yeah, I think that looks good. I am just going to leave that the way it is. Don't want to mess with it anymore. Just going to make sure I got all these sides down here and let it dry. That's sticking up a little. All right, so that's that. We just got to let this dry, and then after this is all dry, we'll come back and I will show you how easy it is to sand these off. All right, this thing's all dry here now. I did do most of this because sanding it is an awful noise in the microphone here, so I don't think you want to hear me sanding this whole thing. But anyway, these pieces that all hang off the edge here, once they're dry, you're just going to take a nail file. You get these at Dollar Tree, and you're just going to want to pull down on it like so. And that just cuts these pieces right off and gives you a nice, perfect little edge there. And I went around most of these, and I'll show you how I got into the little pieces too, the little, like in the E and the A and stuff, because, you know, this big nail file won't fit. But that's it. And you just want to make sure you're pushing it down. Don't pull up on it when you're sanding it off, because you'll probably ruin your image on there. So you just kind of want to pull it down on a little bit of an angle there. Just don't go up over the top, and you should be fine. But there you go. I think that's pretty much it there. All right, so that is what I did. Now in these little spots here, I took one of the Dollar Tree nail files and an old pair of scissors. You don't want to use a good pair. And I just cut some strips of the nail file off. That way, you know, the pieces that were hanging over here, I could just fit these down in here and just sand them off the exact same way. It just gives you a little bit, you know, a little bit better way to get in there if you cut these, because the, you know, the big nail file is just way too big. You can't get these in that E. So that's why I cut those off. Now I did start edging this. I put a little bit of blue around the edge here. I'll show you how I did that real quick here, because we want to get this guy done. I took some of the sky blue apple barrel. This is a matte acrylic, but it really doesn't matter. Whatever color you want to use, depending on whatever napkin you use. I put some in a little tray here and just tap one of these small foam brushes, and then I just go on the edge like this way. Don't want to go all the way over the top, just enough to give it a tiny hint of the blue going around the edge. I just thought that would define these letters a little bit better now that we have all this stuff on here. And that's it. I just went all the way around it, same way. Oops, I don't think I did there. But yeah, you just kind of want to go hit it on the corner there and slide it up, just to give it a little bit of a a definition with that blue, and I think that looks pretty. So that is that for the beach part. Now we got to do our little starfish here. Now this is a little bit too white for me. I like to add a little bit of the Tim Holtz Distress ink. You guys know I use this for everything. This is the Vintage Photo. You can get this Michael's, Amazon, Hobby Lobby, wherever, in where they have all the ink pads and stuff. Now for this one, I don't even use like a little dabber or anything. I use my finger. If you don't mind having ink on your finger, or you could use a sponge brush if you wanted to, or whatever. But I just tap it on my finger and then just rub it across these little bumps on this starfish, and it's gonna, you know, give it a little more, bit of a brown to it, because you know, starfish aren't completely white if you see them down by the ocean. So just to give this a little bit of color, that's it. That's all you got to do. Just go over the little bumps there on the top, and there you go. That's done. And I like the color of that much better than just the stark white. All right, so now we're going to glue this little guy on here. Get some of that off the side there, a little too much. And you can get this off before it dries. You can rub some of that right off of there. Okay, so I want to put this on the A and the C here because it's kind of in the center, and I did kind of got to find the way that it sat on here good. I think just like that is how I was going to, maybe not. Is that it? Right there. Okay, now that will sit nice. Now let's see, I want this kind of like right up there on the top. So we're going to put some hot glue on these three legs of this starfish here. If my hot glue gun's ready to go, I think it is. There we go. And then we're just going to glue that right down here on our sign. And I think that will look really cute sticking up off the top of this. And that's it. Our star is on and our sign is finished, and that is all I am going to do to this little guy. Just a nice, fun, like I said, easy peasy. I rubbed that off. It's not dry yet. So let me get a little bit of that brown back on there. And if you did want to spray this with like a clear finish, you know, you want to do that before you put your starfish on. Or you could spray the starfish. It really doesn't matter. You could put a clear coat on that too. So there we go. And that is it. I am done with my little beach sign, and this is how it's going to turn out. I'll take a nice picture of this at the end with a white background so you can see it a little bit better. It's kind of hard to see with all this stuff in the background. But that is it. Nice, simple, easy peasy, and I absolutely love this. It's going to look cute up on my shelves back here for the summer. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this little project, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day, everyone.